Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Polkadex. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the daily chart. If you haven't seen, by the way, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check out the right-hand top section of your video. There will be a card there that will take you to the previous update, and you want to check that out before watching this one because I'm not going to be repeating a lot of the stuff that I said in the previous update. Now, jumping into the daily chart, I do have the fib set up from the swing high over here in April to the swing low in July. We do have technical targets to the upside, $140, $94, and $70.50 per token. To get to those targets, we first need to break this swing high. And that swing high is sitting at $39 pretty much. So you want to get above that swing high, back test as support. We do have a couple of bullish patterns playing out. First of all, we do have a inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I believe I mentioned this in the previous video that we could be making the right shoulder, and that's exactly what we did. I gave you some nice buy orders, buy order levels and support levels, and we held those support levels like a boss, and we created the inverse head and shoulders, and now we're looking to advance up. So what I'm thinking is we take this trend line from the bottom of the head, take it all the way up, right? Just like that. And you place it where you think the breakout is going to happen. That gives you $32 per Polkadex token if we start breaking this neckline. Now the neckline connects the two peaks in between the left and the right shoulder and the head. So you see these two peaks. You connect them with a trend line that gives you your resistance level, your neckline, and you want to break that neckline before you can do anything else, right? So we have started getting above the golden ratio, the 0.618, which is important. We want to stay above that level. We kind of started losing it here, and we made a bearish cross on the daily chart. That was a bit bearish. That kind of, got me thinking like, hey, maybe Polkadex is going to have a little bit of a deeper correction. Thankfully, we didn't. The lowest point was $15.80, and that was in the buy zone that I gave you in the last video. Right now, it seems like we're pumping. We're up 15% on the day, which is great. What you can expect is a rejection from this zone over here. This is something that I would expect. So if we do come up here and we can get rejected from that zone, because we've been rejected from that zone 1-2 times before, so we may get that third rejection and come back down all the way to the golden ratio to hold support. Now always factor in the Bitcoin pullbacks, because we may have pullbacks before the major run up. I would say that we are out of the woods, but not completely, in a sense that, a pullback, a flash crash could come at any point with, the big guys shaking out the weak hands and the paper hands, and then having that blast off to 100K, 235, 120K at the end of the year. So yeah, hold tight. I'm done swing trading all my altcoins. I'm just going to be holding them for now for the next couple of months, because if you start swing trading and selling and rebuying back in lower, that can bite you in the ass if you keep doing that with this volatility, and we may just start going up, right? And we may just explode, especially for Polkadex. It looks like that may potentially happen, because what you can see is happening is we're forming this descending triangle on the daily and on the weekly chart. And once we get closer to the apex, we're going to blast off. So we potentially can start, get here by the end of the next week, and that's where we have the move towards the upside. So potentially we may even get a retest of this lower zone, but I don't think we're gonna get that unless we have a Bitcoin pullback. So let's get a target for that as well, from the swing high, from the point where the triangle was made to the bottom, and you place a breakout wherever that is. So pretty much all the targets are pointing towards $32. If we have a move towards the downside, that obviously take us much lower, but I think if we broke down, we would hold the 0.5 as support. So yeah, looking good on the daily chart. Obviously, I would expect some resistance at the 0.786 on the fib. That gives us $26.05. And we've been rejected from that area twice before, so we may potentially get another rejection from there. But hopefully we can start going parabolic in the next month, because right now we're kind of slowly climbing up there, but there's going to be that euphoric stage when the FOMO is going to kick in. Elon Musk is going to have his tweets going out, and we're just going to start going parabolic, and you won't be able to buy in at lower prices. So while the prices are still quite low, I would say it's a good time to still dollar cost average. Now, taking a look at the RSI, I did give you this support line. We broke down below it, unfortunately. We kind of even tested it as resistance. That was your bearish cross, kind of indicator. And right now we broke through. We may potentially come back to test support. Not guaranteeing that 100% doesn't always happen, but we may come back down for support and then blast off. But what you want to be looking for on the daily chart is a break of this resistance line, right? So once you break that resistance, you want to look for support, back test, then you get overextended. That's when you get to your $50, $60 price ranges. Then I would imagine we would have a little pullback and then another leg up for the last leg up. And I don't know when we're going to have the pullback. Obviously, we may get it in November. We may get it whenever Binance gets its, gets the bad news out there, right? Because there's a lot of FUD with Binance and Tether. They're being investigated, and there may be some FUD around that. So that may affect the price of Bitcoin as well. Okay, now jumping into the 4-hourly chart, I did give you the buy orders from $17.15 all the way to $15.98. That's smack dab bang on where we landed, and you can see that from this zone to where we are right now, that's a 30% trade. So, we're doing great. We're doing very good right now, and we formed some sort of a double bottom over here, as you can see. And I think the target was met. So if you take a trend line from the bottom of the double bottom pattern all the way up, so essentially, yeah, it was met. It was met. $21 on the button perfectly. We were bouncing off the 0.5, so I do have this fib set up. It's a bit different. So this is a fib set up from the swing high in August, 29th of August, to the swing low over here in October. And this gives us a target of $35.50 as our 1.618 target after we break this swing high, right? It's all about breaking this swing high. I would say we're still in the target. So you can see we have had these two falling wedges playing out. So the left one is a bit bigger, right? The pink one is a bit smaller, and the orange one is a bit bigger. So the orange one has a target of $25.5, and I don't know. We kind of got to the first target. The second target wasn't met. We broke down. So I don't think we're specifically in the $25.5 target because of the falling wedge. We're not in that target anymore because we started breaking down, right? So we formed the double bottom. We're looking good for continuation. $32 is your target, and I would say that this is potentially going to be a very strong resistance zone over here. $32.88 and $31.05. That's where a lot of the targets land from our bullish patterns, right? So that can be a zone where people can start taking profits, and obviously the 1.618 with $35.5 would be very good. Now, we're looking at $40 as the top over here, and that's the second fib level, $40.40. That could be another nice entry, nice place to take profits. You have to decide for yourself, when do you want to be taking profits? What's your financial situation like? It all depends on you guys. And yeah, so right now, what we don't want to do is we don't want to have this double top pattern, right? We don't want to lose this low. We don't want to lose $16. If we lose that, that's very bearish, okay? But I don't think that's going to happen. If that does happen, we'll start charting it then. But right now, we're getting the bullish cross on the 4-hourly chart. We're getting the bullish cross on the daily chart. Now, the RSI over here on the 4-hourly chart and the stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly chart are in the overbought. So right now, you could have started taking profits, right? So let's even see, potentially we're having some sort of a bearish divergence here, right? Let's see, let me just zoom in a bit. So A bearish divergence is when the price action makes a lower high. Now we're not, yeah, so basically when the price action makes a higher high and the oscillator, or the RSI in this case, makes a lower high, that shows that there is a lot less steam and a lot less power in the bulls, and that we're running out of steam. So basically a lower high on the RSI and a higher high on the price action is a bearish divergence. That is not what is currently happening. So we're fine in that spectrum of things. But like I said, we're overbought on both the stochastic RSI and the regular RSI. So, you know, if you took profits at $21, you could have bought back in at the 0.382 at $19.50. And yeah, do set up the fibs, guys. The fibs are very important. Sometimes you look at a chart and, you know, the price runs into resistance level, drops back down, and you're like, heck, where's the resistance? And you slap on the fib, and you can see that it perfectly hits the 1.414, or for example, it got rejected from the 1.272. So the fib retracement is a very, very important tool to use. If we go to the MACD is pretty overextended, as you can see. Over here, we got the bullish cross, and now we're moving in. We're getting those big histogram candles. We're looking very, very bullish. Obviously, we may have a little pullback here, and you can expect a pullback all the way to the 4-hourly 20 EMA or the 0.236 on the fib. So somewhere in between $17.60 and $18 is when you can have that pullback. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Very bullish on Polkadex. Obviously, it is more of a low cap gem, so I wouldn't put a lot of money into it right now. And you know, just trade safely, guys. Like I said, I'm done swing trading. I'm just waiting for this thing to play out, and you know, I'm gonna take my profits, and obviously I'm gonna let you all know when I'm gonna be taking my profits. We have the targets on all the videos, so you should probably know the targets by now. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure to check out the 2 videos on your screen right now. Make sure to check out my Patreon. There are 3 different tiers at the moment with different benefits. More tiers are coming soon. Make sure to follow me on Patreon. It's going to be great, and it's going to support me, guys, and give you some extra content. And make sure to check out the Telegram chat and the Discord server. That's pretty much it for me. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.